Hey, what's going on? All right. My assessments from yesterday, I did a stream on the situation on that slap. I saw it again. That slap was so feminine. I mean, it was a hard feminine slap. It wasn't masculine at all. Um, when I saw it, he hit him on his lips or whatever, but that's a whole nother story. But then I'm looking into it, like he was laughing at the joke. The joke was kind of harmless. I saw a lot of streams yesterday. He went viral. The man went viral. His name, everybody was doing topics on it. I didn't put his name in the title. I'll tell you why. I was talking about the Oscars shit yesterday. It got a few views and things like that. But if I put his name in the title, oh yeah, it's gonna go up. And then I said to myself, I saw another replay of him. I think I was watching Information Man stream. Shouts out to him. And he said he was laughing until he started turning to looking at his wife, Jada, her weak self. That's when he started snapping. But he was drunk. He was drunk. I could tell he was drunk because the way he was sounding and he was mad. It was live on air. And there was a couple of people pulled him to the side. It was a white boy at the end pulled him to the side, but it was Denzel and Tyler Perry pulled him to the side because you know how they part of them societies, right? He was about to be ostracized. So he did apologize to, oh boy, Chris Rock. Chris Rock didn't have to do apology. I think Chris Rock, he did it for, most people say he did it for publicity. I believe so here. And then I said to myself, he had to show that he was the bigger man for one. He didn't have to. But it was understandable why he did it. It's understandable why he stood there and he could have swung on him. But you know what Chris did? He didn't want to make a fool out of himself in them societies. And I was trying to tell this to my pops. I said the reason the security didn't want to pull Will is because they want him to act like a nigga. It was a setup. It was a setup for him if he did some dumb shit. They know Will's crazy when he gets drunk. So my recollection was it was not staged. That was some real shit because they dropped their pants down. So you gotta remember the pandemic, they got exposed. All that shit on the internet, they got mad, so they had to do something to shut people up. And I think Will had to do something to shut people up all those years. And I'll never forget they was talking about the entanglement and his wife and all this other shit. When I look back 2 years ago, that's what was happening. And the reason he was crying on stage, that was fucking with him. He was trolling him on YouTube, Twitter. He saw all that shit. He was mad. He be watching. He be watching niggas. He be watching people not in these spaces, but other areas in these spaces. So he knows who put titles in those videos. Let me tell you something. Will could have flagged all them channels if he wanted to. But you know what? He was so distracted by the Oscars, and since he won, I ain't got time to deal with insignificant niggas. Now, I'm not a big fan of him like that, like I used to be, because I know him and his wife's full of shit. It's just what it is. But then I said to myself, it gets to a point, why would you do such a thing like that? Now, I know he was trying to defend his wife, but I don't fuck with that family like that. I'm just sorry. Like the shit that y'all done and then that August boy, I can't co-sign that. I just really can't. Because normally I look at that as like it's sweet. Even though people had they was choosing sides. Some people was pro Will, some was pro Chris. Like to me, both sides, I would say it like this. You can say they're wrong, but from my perspective, I don't think Chris was wrong. He knew he can do it. He was a comedian. That was his excuse. A lot of people say he's to blame. No, he's not. Y'all niggas don't know shit about A-list Hollywood. Y'all don't know shit about um the Freemasonry shit behind that. You don't know. He's control. All of them control. It's just Will broke code. He got drunk like a little bitch that he is, and he lost a lot of respect from the East Coast. I hate to say that. People gonna look at him like, hey, he got love. No, he don't. They don't fuck with him like that. Those are delusional niggas that support him. But if they was smart, he sold out a long time ago. Come on, man. People that know the truth, he sold out a long time ago. Why don't fuck with him like that? It was the reason behind those titles in those videos. He did what he did. It's just the fact that I understand now when I look at that slap, and Chris played it off. He did very good. I mean, I'm not hating what Chris did. I'm just not. He's a comedian. That shit. That joke was weak, but it was a light joke. It was a weak, lightest joke I've seen in a long time. It said G.I. Jane. It was just a simple joke. It wasn't that serious. And I was watching Albert preach, and I agree with what they were saying. The cancel culture. That's what you got now. Because you can't really say nothing. That's when shit starts dying. Ain't nobody going for that bullshit. They're gonna go somewhere else. Like a fucking fool on YouTube right now. But you know how people get. So people gonna get tired. And I just started that. I said to myself, I was watching all those streams, like everybody putting wheels on the titles, and even though the Grandmaster had to get his own, he did like an after stream. And I was watching everybody's shit. And shouts out to DS1 and everybody else, and even DeAndre and everybody else. Everybody was talking about it. That viral effect, man. Woo! Everybody was eating. Even the shit, and I peeped Anton Daniels had what you call it. He was in my algorithm. I ain't subscribed to that nigga. I don't fuck with him like that. But I saw Jay Speed talked about Hollywood. He was on the panel. If y'all watch his last stream, and he talked about he trying to say that goes on a lot with comedians get pulled off stage and get hit, and they have to have security. That's why in comedy clubs or clubs and bars, things is being thrown and hurled at them. That's all the time. They used to it all the time. That's normal. He's trying to tell that to the audience. But you got ass backwards niggas think it was staged. That is not staged. That shit was authentic as hell. You can't use that conspiracy shit no more. Everything's out and open. You can't hide nowhere on the internet. You just can't. Because Hollywood is over there. But Hollywood's been falling off for years. No one gives a fuck about the Oscars like that. But that was well played by Will. That was well played by him. Will had to play that and say, hey, I gotta do some nigga shit. I gotta be drunk to fit my pussy, my wife. Next thing you know, he did the bitch slapped on him because he's soft as hell in person. A lot of people think he's tough, but he ain't about that. He should have did that with 50 Cent. He should have did with all them dudes. Like, I hate to say that, but same with, you can say that with both of them. But technically, I would say like this: Will has a lot of money. He ain't got time to fuck up niggas like that. So him being from West Philly, I understand. Like, he's got protection. He ain't dumb. And he had to apologize to Chris because he didn't want to be exiled like Monique. I'll tell you that right now. I was gonna say that yesterday. He didn't want to be exiled like Monique. You better ask Monique. She doing bad. I know she's got a thing in Vegas, her own little comedy thing. I believe she has that. I was looking at her stuff and like she's on that Vegas strip, I believe. She's might not do as well. She's doing decent, but she ain't doing as great as people think. Ask Dave Chappelle, man. Like all these people know, man. Will didn't want to be on that blackball list, so he had to submit. That's the culture, I understand that's culture. That's entertainment culture. You can't get mad what Will did. I look at it now. At first, I was, and then I said to myself, "Now I knew he was drunk. He was gonna do some. He was just being Will Smith at that moment, and it got to him. We trolled the shit out of him like what 2 to 3 years. That nigga was bothered by that. He was bothered by the shit with the August thing. Them niggas was cooking his ass, boy, and he got destroyed. But he broke the internet. He broke the internet, so everybody was eating off of Will. So it is what it is. So Will did his thing. It's just bottom line. But I think Will Smith understood, like, he knew he fucked up, and that was an A-list comedian, and they control Chris Rock, all those comedians. You already know. And of course they're gonna protect their asset. Morning, 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 morning. They gotta protect their asset. So when you protect your asset, you gotta make sure he's all right. And then I think Chris apologized first, and I felt like he kind of felt bad for Jada in a way he shouldn't have, but it's just a joke. She could have got over it. All the shit she be slandering dudes on media and publicly and shit like that. But as a man, society they're gonna defend the woman regardless. I'm not mad. That's just the way it is. It's just that's America. They pro feminist anyway. But when I look at it, like he had a long ass apology thing I read, so it is what it is. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. But both sides had to apologize. So I think in a way they try to use that for the crowd, the fans and shit. So Will didn't want to, but he had to. He had no choice. They were blackballing. So I told y'all, and a lot of people say he'll get his money and all this stuff, and the information will say that no, no, it don't work that way, nigga. Once they get you, you're gone. They're gonna treat you like Monique. You gonna be finding a job. I mean, he's got his own shit. It don't matter, but still, you gotta have people to work with you. See, Hollywood is kind of like if you have your own shit and then you work with them, then the way is they give you more people. You fuck around and fuck up their business, you ain't in a little circle. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas don't know that. It's a lot of inner circles around there. Morning, Leonard. Morning. And it's just like you got to make sure you gotta get your shit right. You gotta get your shit right. Because Will understood it was over for him. See, he didn't think he was gonna win that Oscar. I can tell by his face he didn't think he was gonna win that Oscar while he did it. And they had that set up for him to win because since he played that Serena's father, and he always used to saying, what's that stupid saying he be saying, art imitates life? We just showed you. Is that art imitates life? You should have did that with all the shit. You done open up your marriage and he taking a big risk. But see, I don't believe in open marriages. I think open marriages is crazy. Even though they do that shit, others have done it. I don't judge people do it, but I wouldn't have done it. Because every man is not gonna do that. He took that risk and he took that scrutiny and he was crying like a bitch on the stage. But dude, you did it to yourself. You fucked up. Even though you probably gonna be, I'll tell you this. Most of them people that watch that, they'll forget about that in 5 and 10 years. They'll forget about that. Niggas will forget, but the average person won't forget. The ones that saw the context, the ones that have the truth, will say that, Will, you knew what you did. Now he wants more Oscars. That lets me know when you apologize, you want more Oscars, you want more award shows. So Will's got to do up and down to get one. So since he's lighter skinned, collection for detection for the protection, or what Paul Mooney would say, collection for the protection and for the complexion, you know, and it is what it is. And when I saw that again, I said, yeah, he was laughing. And when he turned to his wife, I understand why he did that. But I kind of I laugh at him when why would you look at that? Look, see, if I was like married or the last time I was in a relationship, I had a girl look at me like that, I just ignored and laugh. If it's in the comedy club, it's a comedy club. But on the award show, they roast everybody. She took offense. You gotta know Jada's dirty. She'll throw some petty shots and throw her rocks and then run. I don't do that. Just throw it in someone's face. She got offended. A small ass joke that didn't mean anything. Like they just called G.I. Jane. She had the green on and everything, but she got offended because alopecia is an aging thing. My dad knows that shit. He's bald himself. So that ain't nothing new. Like, quit trying to make that excuse for a bitch that always be lying on TV about dudes. So I hate hoes like that on the celebrity circuit. Fuck all of them, the majority of them. And these dudes is weak for them. That's why I don't like talking about celebrities. They're suckers in real life. They ain't about that. What makes me mad about the whole thing? Why people use his name as a viral and they eat off of that just shows you how divided the world is. So we'll just expose how people love fuckery. Like I was gonna do a stream called "Fuckery Sales." Fuckery sales, man. And I'm not even mad at the point because that's people. No matter what color it is, even our people love that shit. But see, that sales is big business. If you can't sell the most fuckery on YouTube, you obsoleted. Yeah, they all that. Yeah, they ain't shit. That's why I don't fuck everyone. I can't stand every last one of them. And I realized something. They're full of shit half of the time. That's why you can't talk to them with the average person. That's why average person want them dead technically, like these politicians. They need to be guillotined for one. They think they honorable, but they ain't shit. What about these fucking soldiers that died from nuclear explosions and minor fractions, stealth bombing and all that shit? That shit in Ukraine. What about those guys? What about the military, agents that be stressed in and serving their little country, ours or whatever? What about those guys? They don't get no love. You know what I'm saying? The Marines, I hate to say it, out of all the branches I noticed, and I talk to everybody in each branch, I would say offline and online. I would say my experience in the workplace in the dealership, I talked to every branch, and they told me the Marines is the most disrespected branch of all time. Yeah, and they the most disrespected all the time, even though they do the most. And other branches clean up they mess, but that's cool, you know. But that's a team, you know. But I think all military branches get disrespected, but not as much as the Marines. Marines take the most risk, and I admire their courage, man. Like I'll see how they can do it. When I watch those Jarhead series, oh man, that's every day. And all the rest of $1 Million Slaves, yeah, they all slaves, they all bitches to the top. But that's why I say fuck all of them, man. Like these people die for something you can't even get out of. Everybody can't submit to that. So there's a divide. I used to talk like this back in the day, and this is nothing new. I seen this shit 10 years ago. The smartphone done changed everything. Now they use subliminals on you. But I think I was watching Supersize Slide um stream, and I was like, they was talking about the Will shit, and he had some different content. Everybody had different contexts in each stream. I think every Will stream had different contexts of what they was talking about. I kind of respect both sides of it. What I disagree people is they try to say Chris Rock did it. No, he didn't. It was Will Smith's fault. He did this to himself. People don't that respect Will Smith. Reason why we say fuck his family, he don't have self-respect as a man. We don't respect dudes that put their wife on a mantle like that and you agree to an open marriage. And this is the type of shit that we've always said years ago. Like, I'm gonna stand on that. So this ain't no manosphere talking point. This ain't nothing. This is just general shit. You know, as black men, you shouldn't put yourself out there like that. But knowing him, that's how he got it. He's been fucked up. So I can't support that bullshit long term. Look at what they did to Wendy for not playing the backs. Yeah, 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 yeah. She's she was already compromised. What's going on, D Scott? A lot of people just want to hate. A lot of people just want to hate the fact that Chris is just a comedian and things like that. He's used to it. I think Chris don't give a fuck about niggas anyway, and he's correct. A lot of people just hate Chris, and I think Chris tells the truth. Chris was holding back, but you know what he learned? He realizes bullshit. I'm not trying to attack people and be crazy. See, Chris is about that money. That's why he was smiling. He was smiling for a lot of reasons. He wanted that respect at the end. So yeah, it was coming. I didn't know Will was drunk. He had to be drunk because I could tell in his eyes when Will gets drunk, they say he goes crazy, he goes stupid. It's a lot of stories people be saying about him that met Will Smith. They tell you, yeah, that boy gets drunk, man, pissy drunk, kind of like drinking like a fish. That means binge drinking. My uncle used to binge drink, but they had to remove one of his legs. Got a prosthetic leg, and he's still alive. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Chris been doing that. And let me tell you something. And the reason I'm not mad at that joke was light and weak. Like it did not hurt my feelings. If I was married to someone that was weak like that mentally, I would have divorced her right now. I would have. Embarrassed me. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. It's both of their faults though, but it's the thing they both agreed on open marriage. So I would say both sides get the blame. And then I look at myself, he put himself in that situation and start crying. Yeah, yes. And he was drunk too. He was drunk too. That wasn't no weed. That nigga was drunk. He was laughing. See, in the comedy club, you drink. I've been to one. I've been to, I think I said this yesterday. I've been to an Ari Spears stand up. It was like a theater like club. It's like a bar and a club in the theater. So we was in the theater, right? The drinks was at the back of the stairs. It was in Atlanta. This is like 2017 going on 2018. And I'll never forget my aunt bought us the tickets with my mom. We went to a comedy club, right? And when I saw Ari Spears, he did the invitations there. He did all that. He was in his 40s, but that nigga's hilarious in person. He's hilarious in person. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw him like on the side, That nigga is hilarious in person. He is the same size like he is on TV, but that nigga is hilarious, man. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is, Leonard. It's the same shit. It's just like she always had an ego. She wasn't shit to begin with. I mean, her and Tupac was kind of like, that could have been husband and wife, but I already know what happened to Pac, but that wasn't gonna last. And then after his death, she ain't been right since. I mean, that Will Smith was arranged. To me, I think that was arranged. Even if it's an open marriage, I think they arranged that. That's just my personal belief. I mean, y'all could disagree in the chat who you want to, but I believe that was arranged. Had to be arranged because there's no way that Will's fucked up mentally. Like I agree with information man. Yeah, he needs to be on the couch. That nigga needs therapy. See, I've been to therapy before. I already know what that's like. Ain't no fun. I'm honest on this channel. Like y'all can ask me about anything, but that shit is no fun. Yeah, Boule shit. Hell yeah. They set that shit up. I already destroyed Boule. Yeah. See, Will's done. He's like Martin Lawrence. He knows about that comedian jokes. He know about all that shit. But to him to do that, I'm not surprised. That's a buildup. That slap and him crying on the fucking stage like a little old child acting like a little bitch and he agreed to. I had to hold his feet to the fire. No nigga, you did that shit and that's your ass. So we gotta understand this is Will Smith we talking about. Greetings, Shaw, greetings. But I'm not mad at him in a way now because I understand the buildup. See, I saw it so many times and people was doing streams on it, and I saw it yesterday when it happened that night. And that's unlike Will. I've never seen Will go crazy like that on a bigger stage. Some people say they have. That's bullshit. It's not the same. That shit, what he did, that's like the Super Bowl. That's gonna fuck him up for the rest of his life, and they're gonna torture him with that shit because now he has to be extra cool now. He got to be quiet now. So it's like you gotta get in that moment. Nah, she ain't shit. She's just a filthy asshole that likes to strut her pussy around, and Will ain't gonna do shit about it. He's soft. He ain't masculine to check that woman. You don't have to put your hands on a woman. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying just have a certain authority. He's soft, man. She don't respect him. If a woman don't respect you, you leave. You don't argue with that. You let her hang herself. But Will, knowing his personality, you already know he's weak. He has a weak mind. Physically he may be strong, but he's weak mentally. I look at a lot of things how weak a person is. Like you cannot have that statue and you do dumb shit like that. Like I expect him to do better, but I'm not big of a fan of him like I used to be because dude is just he been fell off. He's a C-list actor. That's all he is. He's not A-list no more. The only reason they felt sorry for him, they just say, "Hey, here's your award, your nigga award with Richard Williams, and that's the only Oscar you'll ever get." That's what it is. He ain't gonna get another one after that. You know how they gonna punish him? He apologize. They gonna make sure he ain't gonna win again. They gonna make sure he ain't gonna win again. And I see this all the time. They did that with Jamie Foxx when he did that with Ray Charles. I remember that. That nigga never won again. He had big roles. Will's gonna get big roles. That's money. That's chump change. But we're talking about winning Oscars every year and getting the director contracts and other contracts. He ain't gonna get that. He done fucked that up. So I guess Denzel probably pulled him to the side. You got two choices: apologize or get banned. Because Denzel and them boys, they don't play. Denzel and what's the name, Tyler Perry, they get your ass up out of there. See, Tyler Perry lives in Europe. I know he lives in Georgia. He got a lot of houses in GA because I remember the street that was on the apartment. His house was down the street a couple of blocks on another neighborhood, and we saw his house from where the apartment where I was in on West Paces, West Paces. I used to live years ago. I used to live down the street by him in the governor's mansion chambers, in the political area. Anytime if the lights went out when it was storming, let me tell you a secret. The government's lights always stays on. If you on that whole street of West Pacey's, right? Northwest Atlanta, right? In Buckhead, your ass, your ass was gonna get those lights on. You was gonna get those lights on regardless. I was in that apartment. That was it. You getting them lights on. See, when I first came to Atlanta and Lennox, it wasn't like that. You had to deal with it by tomorrow morning. But yeah, man, it's just what it was. Cause he has several houses. He has several houses in GA. He's got other houses everywhere else, but he does live in Europe. I do know that. But he be around. He's got a lot of pool. He's got a lot of pool. Him, Denzel, all them guys, and that white boy, a lot of pool. They checked his ass too. They said, dude, you try to act like a nigga on stage, you gotta calm down. We understand that's your wife, but who gives a fuck? You know? They don't give a fuck about his wife. They'll give him a new one. That's what people don't understand. They'll give him a new one. She fucks up, she's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that clean rap bullshit. He's responsible for that. That nigga's done, man. He has to tread lightly. They really got him controlled now. So that nigga's done. I already knew he was done. He gonna get his bread regardless. He gonna be done as a best actor for a while. He ain't gonna get that for a long time. He's gonna have to sit on it. Sit on that award and go on. That's how it is, man. You can't cry about this shit, man, because what I learned from yesterday, that Will Smith algorithm, oh my God, that shit broke the internet. It broke all types of internets. It broke Twitter, YouTube, and everywhere else. TikTok, they was trolling that motherfucker, man. I was dying when those rappers was clowning his ass and he got something to defend. But that Tay Diggs one, man, oh my God, that Tay Diggs shit, that shit was awesome, man. Like, he tried to imitate Will because he Tay Diggs ain't shit. And that dude just stood there like an idiot. Like, he should have dipped after that. Try to be comedic. Yeah, where's the love? Yeah, they swingers. They ain't shit. That's an agreement. That's a range. Swingers at that. That ain't even real. The motherfuckers is trash, bro. I stopped talking about things like that, man. It's just like I look at it. Yeah, I love the memes, man. I love the memes because them niggas be crying all the time, man. I get to a point. What's the purpose though, man? Like, him slapping dude, it's just like it ain't gonna solve your problems, bro. You need to go to therapy. You need to lay down and just relax. Stay off of TV for a minute. Go, some people try to tell people go outside. Well, he is outside, but he's fucked up mentally. Before you do that, you gotta fix yourself first, and then the outside part. Whereas that's how I had to learn when I was younger. You have to learn to adapt. It ain't easy to do, but once you get there, you're there. I did a stream called "Dereliction is the Day-to-Day Fight." Shouts out to Cerulean for that one, and it's true. You got to fight through the shit, and then you got to make sure you have certain hobbies that's gonna keep you going. That's why I try to do every day out here, and then even go outside more since the C virus is done. That's just a ploy, and you'll never hear it from again. It's getting mild and mild. They said you need the fourth shot. No, you don't. I don't know if that's gonna be possible because that shit is like ain't nobody taking that shot. Because if it's a light shit, it's the same shit repeats history every again. This country's done. Ain't no side effects. I've yet to see people dying from that shit. I've yet to see it because if you're eating bad shit in this country, you're already chemicalized. So sperm don't mean shit. It just you can refix that. They got pills to fix your sperm again. They got pills to fix everything. They got all types of new products to fix your body, especially with, and they got products to fix your phone. I saw an ad with this woman. She was going against the tech companies. If your phone is kind of slow and speeds it up, and they said that's illegal, and she's trying to fight it. They got products for everything, man. This is the mid part of 21st centuries, man. They need to stop trying to act like this ain't no problem. This is a problem. So yeah, the C virus 19 done divide a lot of people up, and I saw that 2 years ago, like we're seeing now. So it's the same shit, bro. Yeah, have you pissed drunk every day? That's the whole thing. I when niggas do dumb shit like what Will did, I just laugh at the shit because this is the shit that you're gonna see way more. I'll tell you, it's falling apart. This country's dying, man. I was saying that last year, and I said it's over, bro. People are not having it. There's a lot of miserable lives in the world. That's why the internet is like a buffer. So C19 came along, changed that, sped it up, but now they're gonna speed it up more. People start dying more. If they're gonna keep it on this daylight saving time officially, it's over. What's going on, Lady Love? Salute, salute. But a lot of times Will was the topic yesterday, and the algorithm he broke that. I had to give him that. Like, dude, he got tired of being trolled. You know what? He was trolling the internet. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna slap this nigga. I'm mad. Y'all talk about me and that whole ass nigga August." That's what he's probably saying to himself. But no, nigga, you lost. Take it. But I'm not gonna try to say anything else. So when I look at the Will shit, I just laugh at it. I mean, niggas get mad at everything on here. They start with these soft jokes, these light jokes. I used to do that shit to MOT and on them guys. I used to do that shit last year, early, early 2021. This is March now. We talking about March now. I'm talking about third shift. Go watch that old stream, Rollcaster Pro shit. They called him a Roll Scholar. That was by Mr. Fittinelli, aka Fantastic. His bitch ass. That nigga gets on my nerves every time. I roasted him and called him that. He was pissed off and about the George Floyd shit. That nigga was so angry. 2021 was wild. Don't get me wrong. That was a wild. Last year was wild. When I started doing content, niggas was angry as a motherfucker, man. Oh, angry as a motherfucker. I'm still doing it now. See, I'm on my shit now. A lot of niggas just get upset over a little shit. I used to troll niggas like that. A lot of people say they don't believe it. Now, niggas just look at them old streams I used to be on as a panelist. And that's when I really got entrenched with the content. Now, see, now I don't have to do that shit. Fuck they shit. You want to address me? Come to my shit on Sundays and try me. I ain't doing no 2 against 1. Your bitch ass stay in the chat. I address one at a time. And I'll bounce your ass off too. I don't play that shit. Keep that retarded shit somewhere else. Niggas get on my nerves trying to do retarded shit, trying to act all cute, but they don't want to address you publicly. That's all. That's all right. But fuck them. It's just how it's gonna be. It's gonna be like that for the rest of the time. And I dealt with this last year, so it's the second time, and enough is enough. You know? Yeah. No, it's not staged, Degenerate. It's not staged. It's bullshit. It's just what it was. I would say the award shows were, the awards were, but that Will Smith, what he did, that was not staged. He was drunk. He was on some shit. He got triggered. His wife gave him that look, and his soft ass went up there and tried to so-called defend the honor because they had that red table talk. That ain't gonna fix that. No, that marriage is fucked. He fucked this marriage in the beginning to the end. It's not realistic. At least my parents are still married. They're separated a little bit, but even though they're approaching 40 years, I will say in 2024. So they've been married 30 plus years, and it's not easy. It takes work. Marriage is work. especially when you have kids. That shit's gone. What's gone, Nadia? And that shit's annoying. And my mom told me that the best. She said marriage is work. It's always work. We had those discussions every now and then. My dad doesn't tell me as much about it. He just keeps that shit in check. So he lives by it day to day as well. So yeah, marriage can be a hassle sometimes, but some people, the ones that can speak on it here, and I've noticed they can speak on it publicly like that. I don't have no experience, but my experience looking at my parents, what they did is examples how others should do. But it's not easy though. I'll tell you that right now. I'll see the good parts is good in the beginning, and then I see the worst part of it. But overall, it's decent. It ain't it's perfect. It depends on the individuals how they act towards their kids or whatever. So depends on who you are. It's a personality thing. Most of it deals with personalities. They have to deal with each other. My mom knows that. She told me that. Yeah, he was laughing before, so I said that earlier in the stream. She lost that respect when she did all those things she done to Will. Exactly. She don't deserve that respect. I don't respect nobody like that. That's why I'm anti Jada, man. Like anti that family. That family's a whole joke. Will just did that to shut people up. And he was desperate. And it was a reputation thing because they trolled the shit out of him. It's just on the internet. And then he get what he get. And that's like a repeat of 2 years ago. It's gone, Dick Thug. I just don't get niggas like that. They do shit. He gets upset, he gets exposed, and the internet's making fun of him. But a lot of niggas, they just want to talk all this shit. That can happen to any of us. If it was on that type of level, which none of us are, but the ones that want to get on that level, hey, like I said yesterday, it gets the best of you. And he got that award, and it was very telling. And then I saw it again. I understand why he did it, because that was a statement. That was a statement slap. He was trying, and it was more than just a joke. It got in his skin, and he realized that was a statement. He had to protect himself. For one, he's on TV. The security couldn't do shit. They let him act like a nigga, and that was a setup. He fell for that trap. So he was gonna get banned, and he realized, fuck it. So I say fuck both families. Both sides is wrong. Chris is gonna be Chris. Chris is just a comedian I don't take seriously. Cause if you take that nigga serious, there's something wrong with you. A comedian's gonna talk his shit regardless. He's one of them dudes. You gotta leave a comedians on that. See, you gotta learn a lesson to leave shit alone. Cause comedians are brutal. They got the audience on their side. So it's like neither side shouldn't apologize. It's just what happened. Chris already forgave him. And Will had to apologize. He didn't want to be exiled. So Chris had apologized to Jada when she was soft about those jokes. She couldn't handle it. She should have just walked out the fucking awards show. But she didn't do that. She just wanted to be seen. You know what I mean? Because you got women like that love to be seen. They like to be arrogant like that. They love to be seen. Because you got a lot of niggas like that too. But I understand how women think. Because remember, my mom's like that. She wants attention. If a woman wants attention, you give it to her. She's gonna feed off that. But if you ignore her for hours, I did this to a rich white woman. I did this to her as a barista. She got pissed at me and got mad and got furious. Yeah, a nigga did that. She can't believe it. A nigga did that. That was years ago. That was 2017. I ain't tell you that story. And she's probably still mad at my ass to this day. I don't give a fuck. But yeah. And anyone else, do you think the husband should stand up for his wife? He should in some degree, Nadia. But the problem is he's weak as a man, masculinity wise. Mentally, he's weak. He should never create an open marriage. It was arranged a long time ago. I look at his career, what he was. Like, I don't hate the guy. It's just what it is. I don't fuck with dudes like that. Like, I know dudes like that personally, but they want to be seen. Like, I get what Will's trying to do to make money, but I don't fuck with dudes like that. No, these dudes, he showed his hand. So Jada runs the relationship. I got former aunts, rest in peace, the one that recently passed away was like that. I have like my mom's sister. She's a Libra, by the way, but October Libra at that. She ran the relationship, and it's fucked up. But here's the thing: I don't get mad at black women complain and go online and say, "Oh, he did it." No, no, it's just a symptom. Problem is, the man chose the wrong type of woman. If she's controlling, walk away. That's what I would have done. I'm not gonna argue with that shit. No man wants to be controlled. A real one at that. A finesse man would. You know what I'm saying? Like, you too finesse, bro. If I was gonna get slapped for talking about hair loss, I might as well talk about the whole disorder in the family. Yeah. See, let me tell you something. Chris was being nice. A lot of people don't know Chris was being nice with the joke. He knew what he was doing. He tried to play it a certain way. He was being nice. If he really want to go there, she would have been on suicide watch. And then Will would have got his gun and popped his ass on television. That's just my perspective of it. But he wasn't gonna do that because they would have broke his legs and tossed him up out of there. Since they're in those circles, you can't do that shit. So you know what Will did, even though he was high and drunk, whatever, it don't matter. He had to make that statement. He had to say, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm tired. I'm stressed out. I'm tired of getting trolled on the internet for YouTube for 2 to 3 years. I'm mad. I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. I'm gonna get it. That's what it was. He got what he got. And he got the Oscar. I was saying that, I was looking at Duke of Don. He was saying that that's true. That's understandable. It's okay to defend. Let me tell you something. I'm saying this publicly on here on YouTube and the stream right now. It's okay to defend your wife's honor. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's okay to do that. But if you have a personality that's not built like that, and you put your wife in so much problems, I blame him and themselves. I blame both of them equally. Y'all don't deserve to get protected. Neither side don't deserve protecting because then everything's compromised. You didn't protect your fucking kids. That's how I look at it. I look at the whole family structure. Y'all don't mess well. It's just what it is. Yeah. Nah, he wouldn't have did that. Yeah, they both air signs. Aquarius is mean. Aquarius Aquarius has colorful jokes. Um, Fixed signs like that, degenerate, they sting. I know something about that. That's us in general. Like my mom's the same way. Like I was messed up when I was young. So if I had some people like that in my family, I think I have a few Aquarius in my family, but it's a lot of fire signs on my dad's side and some Cardinals, but they're not as witty as fixed signs. I mean, it's a couple of fixed signs in my mom's side of the family. We rough. We ruffle feathers for real. Like when we say jokes, that shit stings. I I told this joke about Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic. I think it was 2 years ago, and then last year I was roasting his ass on Cudas. That nigga was hurt. He was watching the third shift every time when I was on that panel. That nigga's a whole weirdo, bro. He's hurt. And he's a Scorpio. He's a fixed sign himself, and I got the best of a Scorpio. That's a goddamn shame. And I'm a Taurus myself. We always fight, but I use jokes. I don't use the arguments and screaming and yelling over top. No, I'll say one word, you get triggered. When I troll in the chat, I say that if I name flip your name, you get upset, you get emotional. I got you psychologically. I own you. I did that with Angry Man 2 years ago. I called him hangry. I called him hangry man because he was hungry because he got a gut, right? That nigga probably saw that shit over at MOTs one time when I was subscribed to him. That nigga was hurt, boy. When I first met him in March 2nd of last year, that nigga didn't do shit. That nigga didn't do shit. He knew who I was, but he didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. See, this is like a year ago. It's like last year, right this time. It was rough. March was rough for two people. I think it was me and Gino. So that was a rough year for both of us that month. And then I think I started live stream for the first time like this in April. So it's gonna be a year in April since I've done this. I'm gonna be laughing because when I started this shit, next step, StreamYards. Upgrade a lot of shit at times. Made some few changes recently, but it is what it is. So you do what you got to do. People gonna support who they gonna support. It is just like you do your thing. But the thing about that award show, I'm not surprised how it's set up. And now people gonna watch ours. Is there gonna be some more nigga shit? Probably. Cause I don't watch that shit. I don't even watch ours. I think the whole thing is trash to me. I don't even care about that shit. Last time I watched something like that, I was like in high school, some shit. Or probably in my early 20s. I used to get into that. And I stopped somewhere around, I think 2010. Yeah, I stopped watching that shit. I hear about it a lot 2011 on down now. I don't be watching it like that. I don't even watch it like that. So it is what it is. But are you do know that this has been brewing for over? Yeah, I already know that. Who cares? I don't care if it's brewing for 5 or 6. That don't mean anything. He should have did that shit when August and all them other guys ravished his wife. And all the times that he set her up in the open relationship, yeah, he fucked up, but it's both of their faults because they both agreed on this arranged marriage. So they stuck. They can't get no divorce. The only way they can get a divorce, something's got to happen to one of them. So I'm just gonna laugh, man. See, Jay can't find nobody else. That's why she's with Will. Will's got money. They control that nigga, man. If she does something dumb again, they can replace her. He can get somebody young. That's how Will Smith is. Will's crazy. Will's crazy. And Jada's cool with that. I want to call it the D word so bad. She's one of them same sexual fruits. Well, I'm gonna leave her alone because she's weak as hell. She can't handle nothing. She's soft when it comes to jokes. I still roast her to certain people that I know. She ain't shit. Their whole marriage is pathetic. I don't respect open marriages. I'm sorry. That's just me. I don't respect that. That's like you're giving your wife to be ravished all the time. But that's y'all's thing. I mean, that's on y'all. That teaches on. But I don't fuck with that shit. If you have a marriage that's solid and you care about family, I respect that. That's the ones I respect. You don't hear about them, but it ain't perfect. Takes work. But raising children is it's like a business too. Once you start that down the line, that's your ass. Man has to do everything. I don't care what system you're in, patriarchal, matriarchal. Man does everything. Period. Period. It's like a vehicle. And people ask those questions. No, man's responsible for everything. The woman can leave you and be rich by herself all the time. And I tell people she can get the most dick than anybody. I'm not saying women are capable of doing that, but they're capable of doing that. So don't underestimate what women do because women do a lot. They'll show you if you don't acknowledge them. They're gonna get you. So it is what it is. It's in scriptures. I used to preach about what women can do to you and all that stuff. If you treat her right, I used to read Psalms a lot. Read all those scriptures, word for word, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. I used to teach like that. I don't teach like that no more because niggas ain't gonna listen. I used to quote them. I used to read them. I got my scriptures with me. It's upstairs in my room. So niggas don't want that type of teaching. They don't want that type of teaching. I used to teach like that on this channel. I kind of stopped certain bullshit, and the government came down on our asses in 2012. So you already know we separated from that shit. I talk about it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't talk about it on live streams. Niggas is emotional, man. That's that cancel culture shit. I don't like that shit. That's why I wish this site just die, and Google too. And then there's other sites better than this shit. I'm just saying. Because if I use YouTube, I'm gonna use it as a buffer. I'm not gonna use it as anything else. You can make business. Just have your brand outside. Build it on the channel, then and then go out in the world and build that brand up. That's what you do. That's the real money. Shouts out to C. Over. He said that. That's how you build your fucking brand up. That's how you build your brand up. Builds up. Some people look at it as a business. That's cool, but that's you and that person. But just remember, don't make this a livelihood because I've seen a lot of people lost channels make this as a livelihood, and a lot of people say you can start telling you can, but it ain't the same. Your reputation, you get flagged multiple times, you might as well get a backup plan. A lot of people just off themselves from this shit. So you gotta be careful who you hang with and all that stuff, and make sure your business is tight. It's just what it is. Yeah, they are. They're very pretty and relevant. I think when you look at award shows, they get to a point you get tired of certain things. So when you see it a lot, they get in that type of motion. So award shows can be very, very, very strenuous. So I'm not really saying any much. So yeah. So no one gives a fuck about a reward show nowadays, especially Source Awards. I mean, I remember Source Awards back in the day. That them things is gone. I don't even watch the Grammys. Only award shows I watch is sports. I probably will watch the NBA awards like I used to years ago, like a few years back, or the Heisman and shit. They relevant in the sports world, but not in no entertainment. No. So yeah, that's the only ones I watch. It's just what it is. But I don't get mad at real easily on the internet. I try not to. I rant out of light anger. See, I have a lot of light anger when I do my rants. You get tired of stupid people. That's why I hold my composure so much on the net, especially on YouTube. I try. When I was younger, I did, but I always used those hands though. They were ready. It's just back in the old YouTube days, I loved it. You didn't have to say much. The live stream wasn't, man. Imagine us having live stream back in 2012. Oh my god, I've been fucking dangerous, boy. Or in '07, we would have been dangerous. We'd have been fucking dangerous, boy. The information I would have had, woo. The support, shit. I've been up out of here, man. You niggas have been gone. I did the same shit in this dip. Seriously, I would have dipped. I would have came back and still smashed on y'all. I should have did it 2020, but at the time, I'm glad I didn't do it 2020. I'm glad I didn't do it because 2020 was a mess. Niggas didn't know what to fucking do. They didn't know what to fucking do. That's just the purpose of it. They didn't know what to fucking do. I understand what was going on, man. But one thing I can say about looking at all of this and Will and all that, I'm not even mad because I knew people was eating off that shit, man. But that's how you get your shit. That's how you get your views. And Will, I didn't think Will trolled us. I think he was trolling Will. They was like saying, yeah, Will got what he got. And they said Chris Rock got what he got. But both sides wasn't right. So it's like all three of them wasn't right. But technically, the winner out of this was Chris Rock. A lot of people try to say he wasn't right what he did. Yeah, it's true, but you can't even say that. That's bullshit. I don't believe that. Y'all just being biased. Yeah, content strategy, as they say. Yeah, it is. Everybody should have been doing content strategy. I've been doing that since last year. Just don't put people's names in their titles. That's so I'm subliminal with my shit, and then I talk bad about you. I don't need you. You're not relevant. Because what that does, let me tell you something. When you put people's names in the title, it gets you more clicks, unwanted attention, unwanted subscribers, and then you gotta be consistent. You know what that's called? Stagnation content. Stagnation content is real, man. Like you'll be stagnant if you stay on it that long. I only stay on these 2 times talking about this Will shit. I'm gonna be talking about something else tomorrow, and I ain't gonna be on it as much. If people want to ask me about it in passing on Sunday Madness, I don't even give a shit. That's gonna be talked about all this week. They gonna eat off that. I'm gonna let them eat off that. But I got a surprise for y'all Thursday. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun Thursday. I ain't worrying about the shit, but yeah, I will talk about capitalism tomorrow. We're gonna read that piece, and y'all gonna be surprised when I'm gonna read that piece. And we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in on capitalism. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna bring the philosophy thing. We're gonna get our shit right. We're gonna get all right. We're gonna get our shit right. I'm gonna bring some more information. We'll have a discussion about capitalism. Hell, I might drop the link if y'all want that challenge. What I said, just I ain't no echo chamber. Come ahead. Let's talk about it. That's my actual content. But Thursday shit, I'm good. But some people talk about money. Yeah, it talks about money and ideology. But we can't talk about that Will Smith on capitalism. The only person that capitalized on that was Chris Rock. Will Smith didn't do shit. He just got the award. Yeah, it will be interesting because I got to talk about that piece. And I got done a stream on it. That's it, man. But that's just what it is, man. Like I see people all the time, man. But you gotta understand something. A lot of people gonna do what they do with this subject matter because when you talk about Will Smith a lot, those names, it just builds up your content. Some people like that, but that shit lasts for like 3 to 5 years, and those channels will be gone. They don't get deleted; they just be gone. They just won't actually do content no more. So I try to warn people: if you're stagnated and you do this bullshit and this fuckery, you're gonna be obsoleted. A lot of people say their channels get snatched. Probably not, because YouTube picks and chooses who they want to delete. So you got to be strenuously good, and the channels don't go like that. So basically, you're done. Because people ain't gonna watch you for a while. But if they watch your other shit, the replay values matter, the views matter. It's just how you produce the content then. So you start another one and people don't care. So yeah, man. Content's always gonna be pushed. See, YouTube deals with evergreen. See, a lot of people think YouTube deals with the stagnation shit. That's what they think is a business. People that believe that, they believe in short term shit. That's not always true. Evergreen content is always king. A lot of people try to say it ain't king. It's always fucking king. You just gotta let that shit sit a little. That's what my shit did. People that like me and don't like me said fuck myself. Go ahead. My shit's gonna grow. I'm looking for the long term. Fuck the short term. Short term don't last. It's got an expiration date. So anything we do, we got to be careful what we say, because the internet is what it is, man. I'm not tripping off that shit. I'm not tripping off that shit. Everybody else grade the new terms of service. Everybody. I just seen an upgrade on another terms of service on another site. I ain't gonna mention it because I don't use it hardly. Um, and I got it. It's just I don't do much on it now. So, I'm stuck on here for a while. So, and I hardly ever use the internet. I hardly don't even care. I read articles and shit like that, but outside of that, I'm good. I move around outside during the day and then just that's it. Then I look at some tech shit on YouTube and that's it. I don't really do much. Yeah, YouTube is kind of like mainstream media. Just got to deal with it. So, yeah, a lot of niggas get mad, man. A lot of niggas get mad. But I'm not gonna argue with people for hours and try to prove my points and stuff. I've seen a lot of panels like that. I seen that 2 years ago, last year in the third shifts. I was done with that shit. Even this year, I'm done with that shit too. So I let niggas know, y'all do your thing, I do mine, and we're good. So it's like I'm sick of this bullshit. I already know where I stand in the future because niggas is inconsistent. I'm gonna be consistent for the rest of the time, and I'm gonna stop mentioning shit because niggas get on my nerves all the time. Just be consistent, and we'll be all right. I'm gonna be cordial. I'm just not gonna speak on it. If anybody asks me some dumbass shit, I'm cutting niggas off for real. I'm not having it because I'm sick of the bullshit. Like I'm at an age. I'm like I'm done with you niggas. I ain't gonna do this long term. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Cause I can leave this shit and just say, hey, YouTube ain't gonna last forever. Cause this site has its days. It's going to happen. It's just I don't know when people decide to pull the plug and they can. Cause that shit what's going on in Ukraine is not good. But Ukraine technically they already won that war. So, a lot of people Russia's winning. That's bullshit. I have to disagree with Duke the Don on that. What's going on, Mike V? Salute, salute. But we're gonna say it like this. We understand that Ukraine has a lot of help, but they're gonna be fine. I mean, quiet as kept. The Russians losing their guns, their tanks, they're getting bombed. Putin's dropping bombs on innocents on his own people, so he's done. Like they said, he's supposed to die in 2 to 3 months. Now he can die next month. It's a possibility. It'd be like Saddam and Gaddafi. And what's gonna happen is you already got turmoil in Russia. They're gonna have some revolutionaries and shit like that. Cause see, Ukraine is pushing that forward. So I disagree with the money part what Duke the Don said in the stream. He was talking about will and then referencing the tail end. That's not true. Yes, the people that control that's them, but it's other people controlling them. It's the military industrial complex that we need to talk about. We need to stop talking about economics. That's secondary. A lot of people say that'll kill us. No, it won't. If you learn how to adapt and move in society, economics can come towards you. It's easy. It's technology. It's in your hand. Sad part is the military industrial complex control every fucking thing and legislation and all that. You got to vote for certain shit and move forward. I believe this election with what's her name, Abrams and Kemp, is to tell who's gonna move forward or not. So yes, I will be participating in midterms. That's why I'm focused on this year, especially on my content. I'm gonna talk about that more extensively, and I'm gonna talk about it in a way and reference the ideologies I talked about, and we're gonna talk about that because this shit matters because that way we can see who's who on that level. So I'll talk about politics. That's my thing. I don't care what no one says. That's where the content's gonna be about on Wednesdays. Because A lot of motherfuckers gotta understand Ukraine is just a small step. There's gonna be a bunch of Ukraine countries, uh, alikes. They're gonna go to war with countries that they can't stand. See, China's done. China can't do nothing. All China has to do, they play the economic war game. It doesn't help them long term. So, you know what I'm saying? What type of question is that? Out of here. That's been that. Don't derail that. That. I'm from the channel. Yeah, get out of here. So, got a troll in the chat. Yeah, ain't got time for that. As what I was saying about the politics part, you gotta understand a lot of people is gonna look at that as the likes that you see. So yeah. Oh, Taiwan is all right. You know, Taiwan's got protection. They got Japan. They don't need to get conquered by China. China's not gonna do nothing. They gotta worry about Japan. They gotta worry about a lot of these countries. A lot of these countries. And they think that they're gonna do something, but they really ain't. So, it's gonna be some wars. Like, people got links and shit, people think Russia is invincible. It's bullshit. Putin is killing them. They think they're winning. I don't know what these niggas get their sources from. The Igmore clan, y'all don't know shit. First of all. Second of all, Ukraine is not fucking losing. You think that you don't know shit. Fuck economics. Economics is secondary to this damn country. It's always have been. Economics is just a buffer to see. Like I said, information is currency, but the money aspect is secondary. Always remember that. Federal Reserve, anybody that talks about the banks and Federal Reserve all day, they don't know shit. It's all controlled by the fucking military. Come on, man. The military industrial complex controls the prison industrial complex as well. Our military is private military owned. It's corporations. They work together, dummies. It's conquest. The military is the key of your economics. Without it, you can't be a global power. It matters. China's military ain't shit. What's gonna happen? They need niggas. They need niggas to go over there to build a military up. It don't work that way. So when you look at Russia, they people are dying and they're surrendering. A lot of people think they winning. No, they're not. They're surrendering. That nuclear shit ain't gonna work. It'll fuck him up. And that's why he's not doing nothing. He could get assassinated anytime right now. He could get poisoned, he's done. Y'all can't tell me Putin is not losing. The fuck out of here. Joe Biden said this is a year process. And they said those sanctions don't work. Bullshit. They work, motherfucker. You out of here. You can't win a war like that. America's too strong. They can nuke that shit anytime they want to. And China will be gone. They don't have enough muscle like that. See, they need niggas. They need killers. They need assassins. See, Ukraine is just a pawn. Ukraine's gonna get all that money. Watch. After this shit, they're gonna get all that money. Quit worrying about economics. You niggas can't produce nothing. And learn how to build your own shit and separate. But you can't do that. You can't do that. Y'all don't want to do nothing. That's why other groups is ahead of you. And then shouts out the information man saying, y'all fucked up. that ain't just a fault of everybody else. That's a fault of us. We fucked up. We don't want to do shit. Niggas don't want to do shit. I already know. That's an easy argument. End of discussion. Right there. So yeah, man, it's just you gotta look at it what it is. So, shouts out to everybody. Um, yeah, I hate to cut this short, but shouts out to everybody. Mike V, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Degenerate, appreciate you, man. Dick Doug, Lady Love, appreciate you. Nadius, appreciate you. Who else came through? Leonard, my man, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through, man. Shar, as always. Y'all check out her channel. She streams like Friday around, I believe around 10 something. and then 10:30, I believe, and then check her out Saturday night around 7:30, Eastern time or Central Standard Time. I think hers is like what 6 where she's at. Yeah, y'all check her out. Yeah, shouts out to everybody. Yeah, that's it. And D Scott, my fault, D Scott. Yeah, shouts out to everybody, man. That's all I gotta say. Speaking on the matter of will and all that shit, a combination of everything else, a little politics on the tail end, but yeah, it is what it is. It was a statement slap. So I'm signing off. Shalom and peace.